Hi guys, and welcome to another video. My name is Jessica with BusyBeansCrochet. This is like a small business that I own where I sell and make little crochet amigurumi, and today's video is a recap that I did on January 19th of this year. It was the first market of the year and it was a great success. So let's get into that footage. Thank you. Alrighty, so as you saw at the end of the video, I had to consolidate my stuff and that third table was just like basically empty, and that was so amazing. So this venue is the World Beat Center here in San Diego in Balboa Park. Last year I did an event at this same venue in December. It was like 2 weeks before Christmas, something like that. And honestly, that was kind of like the worst market of the year. I totally understood, like, you know, it's right before the holidays, and you can see that market recap video here. I'll link it up right here. And I think this is just to show that, like, sometimes not necessarily is the venue a bad venue, but maybe it's just like the day and the time for that market. So this market was held on a Monday, which is crazy because I had like low hopes for this, but it was a Monday, Martin Luther King Day, and the World Beat Center is basically a cultural center for gathering, and they were having like a huge event for Martin Luther King. And luckily they allowed us to set up booths, and we were outside of the center, and yeah, it was a great success. So honestly, I was so glad I gave this venue another shot, and I was so lucky and fortunate for them to have allowed me to set up shop there again. So this venue they didn't ask for a fee this time around. Like, they keep saying that they will in the future, but they didn't necessarily have a fee right off the bat. I know for like food vendors, they did have like a percentage of sales fee, but that's because the venue itself has like a restaurant or something inside, so they sell food themselves, so any food vendors are basically cutting into their sales, so they do ask for a fee from them. But for like goods sales, they don't ask for a fee, just like a donation at the end. And my donation was $20, and they were so happy with that, so that was good. I know Balboa Park here in San Diego is having a bit of a controversy with like parking fees, so they were also talking about that they weren't going to charge us a fee because we had to pay for parking. But luckily that day was a holiday, and the county decided not to charge for parking that day, so everything seemed to work out perfectly. Sorry, that was so weird. I ordered DoorDash for a Diet Coke and I said, don't ring the doorbell, and they rang the doorbell. But he whistled like a bird, so I got super distracted there. Anyways, it was a Monday, kids were off of school, and it was perfect. Like, I think parents were looking for something educational to do. There were some like field trips. I don't know who was hosting them, but it seemed like kids were in the care of like teachers or something. Maybe it's like a camp or something. And there was a lot of kids, so that was perfect for me. Perfect. That's my target market there. So anyways, it was a full day. It was from like 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Anyways, that was perfect. That was such a long day. It was a hard day just for personal reasons. My kitty cat was not feeling well, and I in turn was not feeling well either. It just seemed like it's kind of like a trivial thing. Like, here I am also trying to make money, but my kitty cat was at home anyways, so it was a hard day, but we did it. And so sales wise, there's a lot of them here listed off, but I'm not gonna necessarily like go through each one. I'm just gonna do like highlights. So first thing to go was the goose with the bonnet. I talked about this one in another video. I'll put pictures up here. And so the goose with the bonnet went, and this one sold for $30, and I made another one, and I've priced her at $40 this time around. She hasn't sold. She's been displayed twice. There's a lot of interest in her, and she's really cute. I don't know if I should lower her price, but the bonnet takes a lot of time to make. So I think I'm gonna leave her at $40 and see how she does. That goose that particular day sold to a vendor's granddaughter like at 10:30. A lot of things went. The pocket frogs, and I'll be putting pictures up here, the pocket frogs were a huge hit, as well as all my keychains, so octopus and chickens were a big hit, and those were priced at $5. At this point, I have risen their price to $8 or 2 for $12. I've sold one at $8, but I just feel like since then, I just feel like what's getting a lot of people's interests, like if they see an $8 keychain, then they'd rather get like a $15 Loaf cat. So instead of getting something little, they're getting something bigger. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing that I've marked up my keychains. Let me know in the comments down below like what price point you typically do your keychains, and like also consider I am in California. Anyways, so those keychains did very well that day at $5. Big highlight here, a big seller here that I was so excited about was this frog snuggler. Actually sold to a dog. A woman purchased this for her dog, and her dog went crazy for it. He was so excited. She was showing him all the plushies that he could have, and he ultimately chose the snuggler, and it was perfect because I was talking to her about how the eyes were embroidered and it's washable and he can love on it, and it would be just so perfect for him. So she bought that, and I was so excited about it. I did sell one black dragon of the hand gliders, and I was excited about that because that's the first one that has sold. I have them priced at $15, and I don't know if I should lower the price, or just keep being patient. I don't know. Another big thing here that sold, everybody loved, were the tofu turtles, and those are always a huge hit. I actually have to restock those. One spider sold out of all the spiders I've made, and that spider sold because I did a combo of red and blue, so it kind of looked like Spider-Man spider, and the little boy was so excited about that. Another one that I was super excited about was a Tiana doll sold, and she went for $35. I did sell a few mystery boxes, and those I have yet to restock. And in my mystery boxes, I typically have these leggy frogs made with Posh, and or chickens, the Marlowe ones. Overall though, biggest best sellers are the Loaf cats, and that's both in Bernat blanket, made with a 6.5mm hook, priced at $15, and little ones made with Posh with a 5mm hook, and those are priced at $12. Those are still my best sellers, and I'm so surprised everybody wants to adopt a cat. And that's the way I have them displayed always, is in a little Amazon box, and I wrote adopt a cat, $15. And so those are still the best sellers. Anyways, this event basically sold me out of all my most popular things, and that's why I had been working so hard to restock, and also why this video is so late, because it just took me, like, I was prioritizing making stock over the market recap video, but now I'm finally working on it. I went away this weekend to my parents' house and stuff, and I love that because on the drive there, I get to crochet. And so look at all these frogs I am market prepping. I'm so excited. Also, there was like another video I made, I don't remember. I talked about how I was making shrimp with the loops and threads skinny chenille, and well, here's a shrimp. He's still obviously missing some parts here, like his antennas and his little fins, but it's so funny because he kind of reminds me of Mr. Krabs when he lost his shell. Like, that's so random, but if you know what I'm talking about, make sure to leave a shrimp emoji down in the comments. So let me know down below, what do you typically charge for your keychains? And let me know anything else down below. Let me know what you were working on, anything else. I want to hear from you. Make sure you like this video if you liked it, and hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of me. Bye guys.